So, I was thinking a lot about this idea of what to do and how to attempt to live life. I went on a date about a week ago exactly now, actually, and it went for a long time, 9 hours, which is it's quite extreme, I think, actually. No? Anyway, and it sort of he he was talking about um, relationships and about all of this sort of stuff. And I realized in a way that, I don't know, halfway through the date, I realized it wasn't the fact that he was of a different race or a different culture, but actually that we were from different classes, as to why we couldn't, it didn't click, you know what I mean? It didn't click. It didn't seem to just be easy. It felt like I had to carry the conversation, do all of this, and etc., etc. And that's exhausting when it's not reciprocated in that same way. And I just realised, that a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm from a lower class, and he, respective to where he's from, is from the middle class, and really to here as well. I mean, to come here from poorer countries, or even richer countries, you have to be at least middle class. It took me, as the son of a working class people, 10 years to get just to Japan. And I only got to Europe because my brother, who earned more money, was able to buy me a ticket before that, a few years before that. So it's that sort of thing, and I was talking with my friend who's also similar class background, and we were talking how we don't dream of labour, but that we are kind of condemned to do it because of the fact that we are from it, that labour class. And, being colourful and a little bit, I guess effeminate. I mean, I find myself slightly, but not so much. And anyway, I like effeminacy as a concept. Anyway, as a behaviour, as a aesthetical appreciation of life in a man, in a person with equipped with a penis, what have you. And so, but I thought to myself, like, how is it that one has to date people or go on in something that could become a friendship or a relationship? Sex is a different thing. Sex you can have with any class; it doesn't matter so much. But relationships and friendships are things which I think are, in some respect, easier in a class context, with the class consciousness, because you have this collective socialization, which is a mass group of people that we call a class, right? And I think that changes significantly with how much money you've been raised with how much money you have capable for you to access, and such like this. And so I think to myself that for me, I think that's one of the things I've, in the last week, because it really, meeting this guy going on this 9-hour date, really brought it out and made me think about a lot of different things, about all of these things, but also this idea of what a relationship means for someone who is from the lower classes. And I just thought, like, for me, I wrote it down. So I should just read this section. Accept my life for now. I live where I live. I'm on the dole, which is like welfare. But I have little jobs, but not enough. But my options for working are these that are really open to the working class, the labour class, the cleaning jobs, the labour jobs, the cooking jobs, the labour jobs, really. It's the ones that are not service sector per se, in the sense that you're working in an office. There are other jobs which really here you're either very young and you do them because you have the body to do it, or you are from the working class, and so it's intergenerational. Or you are a migrant, and so you do these jobs when you get off the plane or something as a way to get in. But then eventually you work your way out of these jobs, or you work your way up to a managerial position, or these positions which are really in that space between the upper working class and the middle class. But anyway, and I realise though I'm content with little, as I am rich already, in the sense that I'm rich with what we say is cultural capital rather than economic capital. So I have a lot of cultural capital because I'm highly creative and because I can think outside the box, and I don't have the same aspirations and expectations of my life that, say, one of my close friends might have who is from working class or wherever you want to say. But so I can volunteer and work for 2 days a week in a social environment like a cafe or a bar. Then that would be quite wonderful, actually, because I would have my social interpersonal needs met, and I'm not. I'm sort of living on. I mean, essentially, in economics, I would be on the poverty level, pretty much, or just either just up or just below, depending on the week, actually. In my free time, and that's the thing. Most working class people don't have free time because they work so much and they're living in this precarious situation. And of course, middle class as well, but it's just that the middle class have more time because they can buy the time. This is the point. So I try to do it where I have more free time than the working class or the middle class, because for me also my mental health, and also just from my life, like what I want from my life, is not one that is riddled with money, with anxiety, with stress, with thinking about time in such a way that it is almost mechanized like a factory line. I'm not interested in that. And so I'd rather be a little bit poorer than I otherwise probably would be, and make the sacrifices of that to myself and any possible future I might have, which for me is anathema anyway, because I think I live day by day, hand to mouth. I don't live with this idea of having a house and children and a tree and whatever. Like it's not really my thing, because I've never had it as an idea to access. So read, create, make music, sing, dance, dress up, make films, write, look after the house, the garden, the places where I live anyway, even if I'm just renting or whatever. And friends are enough, I realise too. But maybe not lovers, but sexual partners, that's alright, but not anything deeper than that, because I can't afford it. I can't afford it really. And so it's like that. And I guess choosing to not be, I wrote here, choosing not to be miserable, being honest, and taking each day as a gift, taking each day as, even a cloudy, overcast, rainy day like today, as a gift, because I think the core thing is to be grateful for what you have. I think that's really how one is happy or content for their whole life, is they take every day as a gift, and two, that they're grateful for what they have, even if it's very, very little, because that way you're not comparing yourself so much to other people, to other situations, to other cultures, lives, classes. So you kind of are just grateful for what you have, and you make it work. You make it work somehow. But more so, you're grateful for the experiences, for the bad things and the good things, and all the rest of it. And I think that's how I'm going to live. That's how I've lived my life. It's all I know how to live my life, and it's probably what stops me from, So it's all of that. I think that's important. But anyway, that's sort of what I wanted to say as a note to myself more than anything, and anyone watches this, I guess you'll get it. So anyway, yeah.